Mr. Ongeti said is welcome to Achoke. Allow me on my own behalf and on behalf of my friends here, welcome Council to Southwest. Mr. President and your Council, I cannot thank you enough for the good work that you have done for the membership. You remember very well, I served with you when we took over from our brother Nelson Harvey. What we had, friends, was total chaos. Total chaos means we had to go to court to even pay the branch rent. We had to go to court to pay salaries for Regina and the people that work for the branch council. These people have done a great job, and on behalf of us here, tuwapigie tu makofi tafadhali. I don't know what they're interested in. Mimi, I retired from LSK politics, but I wish them the very best in whatever they do. Mr. President, you know, I was complaining and very bitter that hamjawahi kuja Kisii. Lakini sasa mmetuletea Justice Cup. See, that's a big one. I know Southwest has a team committee. Hata mimi niliregister Achoke and Company. Sina mamluka hata mmoja. I was telling Agneta, aache tu jaribu tu kucheza. So that if Southwest fails, sitakuwa na Achoke and Company, tunaweza shinda. Kuna team, the first team I'm facing is called Allen and Wamai. At 8. Tafadhali kuja mnisupport, nishinde hiyo game moja peke yake. Alafu zingine tuone tunaenda. Otherwise, my brother, I was given a minute. You know, Southwest, we are representing Kisii and the branch. There are people here, especially our friends in council, mtu kama Ochi Baba, you know, he waits for 3 days, anakuja kutuweka Facebook, alafu atuchongoe. So let's behave tonight and tomorrow. Tusikuje kuchomewa ati, sijui Kisii. What was that he was saying about broom cars? I don't know what that is. Ochi, tunaweza kutafutia sungu ikunyorosha vibaya sana. Otherwise, Chair, I don't want to raise our issues because, you know, we have other avenues. The youngsters, my colleagues, presidents, you're in our group, you'll always hear of what is meant by hyena must. Hyena must. All of us are in agreement that hyena must go. But possibly what we're disagreeing on is the approach. You know, the youngsters are yao kina micheka hawa. Na wengine kina sijui sijaona the leader of youngsters Jojimo. Nimeona Zelma na Mayor here. You know, they are rough a bit. Sisi wazee kidogo 45. Huyu njokea ni hata niambie kuja mzee upo hivi I may die. Nisiamke kesho. So sisi tunachukua vitu pole pole. Otherwise, Mr. President, as I went up, we saw that list on JS of magistrates that are due to be or shortlisted for appointment. You know, last time they advertised, I think, for 54, they employed almost 68. All of them judges and magistrates' daughters. Mr. President, Southwest is one of the 8 branches of the Law Society of Kenya. I want each of the branches, I know they are Nairobi reps, and I don't know why Nairobi is always treated well. Ina Njoki, kina Chris hapa, they get all the seats. Can we agree here today that there is a Justice Cup declaration that those appointments for RM are shared equally amongst the 8 branches, so that Kisii nijue kwamba there are 6 or 7 of us that are going to become RMs. Otherwise, all the best, guys. We are proud of you, Mr. President. What you did, muliona president akirepresent Babu Awino kweli? That is what we want when we're going to vote for president, someone that is not going to leak. Where is Areva Sambas here? Because he's a UDA guy. the government's us. We want a guy that is going to tell the government that don't take us to the old days. And Mr. President, utafika utuambie, ukituambia ni fake rafiki yangu hapa, tuone vile tunacheza game. Ama ni nani kwa council yako mwenye atakuja. Yes, nimeona kijana wa nyumbani hapo, nimesikia uko interested, nimesikia prof, tutaona vile tutacheza. Otherwise, thank you so much for the opportunity. I can't thank this council enough. Pigia watu tena makofi tafadhali. Thank you so much.
Na kazi na vile Ochoki amesema kwamba wao wamefika mahali wanaenda polepole. Mr. President, let me say this. Sisi tulienda kuongea na land registrar. Tukiwa pale akasema kwamba the advocates in this region, they are fraudsters. Fraudsters, that is what he called us. Mr. President, I want to confirm that the advocates who went to see the land registrar and who were demonstrating very peacefully until the police themselves decided to riot. Mr. President, I want to tell you, the people, if he meant anyone to be a fraudster, then he was calling our seniors who are our mentors fraudsters. Because sisi hatujafanya transactions mingi. Kuna transactions tumefanya. So if he's saying that 80% of the advocates in this region are fraudsters, then he's saying that our seniors are fraudsters. And sisi ndio maana tukasema kama Ochoki watambebeleza polepole, sisi lazima tuwasukume kidogo kidogo, ndio yule jamaa na sisi tunasema we don't mind. Ayenda must. Ayenda must. And again, I want to tell the president, when you speak to the IG, ask the IG to talk to the police officers to stop rioting when Kenyans are picketing. Because it is the police officers ndio wanaanza kurusha watu tear gas. Mr. President, sisi tulipigwa tear gas na sisi ni mawakili. The only weapon tulikuwa nayo ni soti. Lakini polisi walikuwa na kila kitu, walikuwa na nyaunyo, alafu wanatupiga tear gas. Kwani hao watu ni waoga namna gani? Now let me invite, tuachane maneno ya usoro kidogo. Hiyo mtanipea kwa stadium, mimi deal na yeye. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is Mr. Nyangacha, Honorable ESQ, leader of the brigades. Sacrifice Ayenda must go. Higher. Mr. President, the council, advocates present, and all other Kenyans present today, good evening. Ayenda must go. Wait, what's it? Mbona green card uende kuchukua order kutoka kotini? Mbona search uende kuchukua sijui nini kutoka Nairobi? Ayenda must. We are experiencing a tough time in Kisii. The conveyancing for advocates has gone to that word. Imeharibika kabisa. Courtesy of one guy who was chased away from another jurisdiction by munaleweshwa, munakulishwa, na bado munaleweshwa tena. Tumeona Kisii, we are just nice guys. Why dump rejects in Kisii, eh? Bwana President, the guy must leave. Of course, I will delegate our seniors led by Councillor Ochoki and seniors who to go and talk to him to leave quietly, but tumempangia ataenda. Now, I want to go to a very serious issue which we are facing in Kisii, and I thank God that the same was addressed. The shortage of JOs, not in Kisii but in the southwest. Let me just mention a few courts. Ogembo Law Courts, 2 magistrates, serves the entire Bucha region. Oyugis Law Courts, serves up to Kenube, 2 magistrates. You guys are being given dates in 2023. The Kisii High Court, we only have 1 judge. The Kisii High Court has 1 judge, who handles the entire county. Now, the judge is always indisposed. Application ya ku transfer file kwenda law court, bana unapewa date 2023. 2024 bana. Makosa. Bwana President, umeandika hiyo chini. You know by then, the norm is wakati mko na transfer yoyote kunafaa kuwa na replacement ama namna gani? We had 2 judges in Kisii. Ndumu akapiga transfer, hakupigwa replacement. In Ogembo we had 3 magistrates. Mmoja akapigwa transfer, Miss Barasa, now she's in Kisumu, no replacement. Our favorite Bwana Onjoro mwenye ako pale Nairobi saa hii akapigwa transfer, no replacement. Hujuma si halali. So we are praying that thank God that out of the complaints raised by Chief Heckler Micheka, list ilitolewa. By the list ilitolewa, we will be having 62 magistrates being appointed, and I want to echo the words of my senior Ochoki. Bana ndio inatoka ni ile balance ya kila county. Regional balance. Kila mtu apate same number. Msipotupea same number tuna cancel, tunaanza vizuri. Ama si ndio? So the next issue, I have the issue of the chapter, Kisii chapter. Guys have been lobbying for establishment of the Kisii chapter. We have in the southwest, we represent 4 counties: Homa Bay, Migori, Nyamira, and Kisii. We have chapters for Migori County. We have a chapter for Homa Bay County. But Kisii holds the largest number of advocates in the southwest. And it is very difficult for our chair at Nyambati to run Kisii and to run the southwest. So we are requesting that you can assist us, you can lobby for us, that we have Kisii chapter, which can also run the affairs of the members. Kisii chapter, yeah? Kisii chapter! Ah. Warembo hai. Hi. Mambo riziki. Sasa mwishowe, we had some gazetted quotes in Kisii kupunguza backlog. Maraga, the schoolmate wa senior Soire, he was kind enough to gazette Manga Locots and Borabu Locots to his Keroka and Nyamira Locots. Etago was also gazetted for our Honorable Nyaiga and Honorable Mokeira. Lakini sasa zinakuja unaingia. Thank God that Etago is now operational. But we still want Manga Locots, Borabu Locots operational. Because the local leaders there have provided the necessary infrastructure. We just don't have the judicial officers. Hao wenye wanaingia wawili watumwe hapa. Ama namna gani? Ladies and gentlemen, asante sana. Karibu Kisii, kesho Kisii na retain kikombe.
As many of you may have it, you guys call me the main petitioner. Ayana must? No. Ayana must? No. Ayana must? No. Na sita fadhali. We are saying Ayana must go. Most of these fellow scholars are up-country advocates. Up-country wakili wa mashinani. So, you guys think anything can be dumped here. We are saying, you guys, we went to the same law school with you guys. And most of us might have passed the bar before you guys. We came to Kisii. It is just that we are passing in Kisii, but you will realize that we are all advocates. If we have a problem here, it means that if an advocate has a problem here, it means that all advocates have problems. Now, we have a problem with one fellow called Mr. Yenda. You guys, Mr. Wanjiru is somewhere here. You chased him from Nyauruko. Where do you chase him from? He is in Kisii here. He wants to do what he wants here. We say we don't want him here. He cannot be dumped here to come and do what he wants here. Ayena must? Ayena must? I don't have anything else.
Thank you so much for giving me this opportunity. How are you? God is good? And all the time? feel good you are in Kisii. It is very historical, and for the first time we are having just this camp where for many years I was used to travel to where? To Nairobi. Thank you for doing this. You have done devolution in the LSK for the justice camp. But my point here is, do devolution of LSK offices. You are saying you are having 8 branches. No, we need 47 branches in Kenya. We are having 47 counties. If you cannot be able to make it 47 counties, merge the counties. And they say now here, these counties are here, Kisii, Homa Bay, Migori, Nyamira. We have 2 branches. And by the way, lawyers are becoming so many. When I started practicing, we used to be very few. Now we have the numbers. And when we have the numbers, we are contributing a lot to the LSK kitty. Financially, am I wrong? So devolve these finances to us. As the main team manager in Kisii, I welcome you. And I'm assuring you that this camp you gave us in Nairobi, it is not going to leave Kisii. We have opened a special box for that. If you are going to lift it from Kisii, you must struggle. But I can see that there is an hidden agenda. We are holding the team manager here up to midnight. And the captain who is here, that is an hidden agenda. But the moment I speak, I'm going to leave this floor here because tomorrow I must defend my camp.
Sisi tunasema sisi ni Wakenya, lazima tusimame imara, and we want to ask the president and congratulate the council to keep fighting for this country. Because I can tell you, because my name Ongiti, the great prophet in this region, alikuwa anaitwa Sakawa. Sakawa was a son to Ngiti. So I belong to that lineage. I can see in the future where the opposition and government are going to have a handshake. The only person who is going to remain and speak for this country is the LSK. So we must ask the LSK to stand up and speak for this country. And even next year, when we are going to do elections, maybe I am going to ask you for only one thing. Tafadhali wale vibaraka wa serikali kama Rebo Moyo, we must not vote them into LSK. Thank you very much, my brother. Come. Now, Maliza aende, si ndio?
The advantage is that LSK ilipea kiti, serikali imelipea kiti. My name is Areba Mwe Samba. Of course, I'm an advocate and I work at the national level. Kitu ya kwanza ni ile, let me congratulate the council in that when hakuna mtu amesimama, the council has stood up for the voiceless. Some of us might be working for government, but it's not necessarily possible that we agree with everything that government does. And as an advocate, nimalize niende wapi? Hakuna maji nienda kwa ujanipea kiti wewe. President akisema niende nitaenda. So wakati kila mtu amenyamaza, I am glad that LSK has stood being the voice of reason for this country. And this time mahali kila mtu anasema finance bill, bei ya mafuta, sijui nani aseme nini, I want to encourage us as the Law Society of Kenya, let us always stand up for the rule of law. As they always say, kwamba stand up for the rule of law even if it is not favoring you. So mimi kitu moja ningependa kuambia ni kwamba one, thank you very much for devolving this issue of LSK Justice Cup. Hata leo makahaba wa Kisii wanafurahia kwa sababu mawakili wako hapa. So thank you very much, kwa sababu leo Kisii inajua mawakili wote wako wapi? Wako hapa. The amount of money inabaki Kisii leo, tunashukuru sana. Number 2, as a council, you know your mandate. Msishughulike juu ya kelele zetu. Tutapiga kelele, lakini nyinyi fanyeni kazi yenu. Kelele za chura hazizuii ng'ombe kunywa nini? Hata hazizuii ng'ombe kunywa whisky. Na zile kura zikifika, wale mtasimama kura, we will judge you as per what you have done. Whether uko na pesa ama una pesa. Ama namna gani profesa? Hallelujah. Whether uko na pesa ama una pesa. Jambo la 3. Leo ni siku ya kupiga sherehe na kujienjoy. Ama namna gani? So tujienjoy. Kwa wale mnacheza golf, you know hole 19 and hole 20. Hole 19 ni pombe, hole 20 ni mwenye mnaenda na yeye. Tuonane kesho na tufurahie.
Great bar, and we really appreciate devolution or devolving the justice games to Kisii. You have the discretion of declining and the status quo remaining. But I'm joking. Thank you so much. Thank you and the entire council. You brought us and you made us proud of you. Now, there are issues that we have seen emerge in the very recent past. There were 4 deaths in Kisii during Sabasaba. One girl, Eunice Mutiu, 3 men, John Musa, Joseph Mogaka, and 1 unidentified body that they have just removed their fingerprints to go and do the search. A numerous number of people were injured in Kisii. I will really appreciate that President Teuri stood with us, the young Bread Bar, calling personally and Omlansa to know what is the progress of even those who are taking pleas in the courts, the rioters who were arrested. Now, going forward, I pray that the issue of agenda has been in our mouths, and every time we are walking, we are talking about agenda must go. But agenda will not leave Kisii, because the powers that be are sending a strong message to us that agenda is not going anywhere. This is a time that I request that the council, our council, you are our council, for advocates to benefit, for advocates to eat the fruits of the profession, you stand with us in this coming week. Even if it is postponing you guys leaving, you can call the airlines and they can postpone your tickets, because I know you guys did not drive from Nairobi. You postpone your tickets, you leave here Tuesday or Wednesday, you join us, we walk to Ayenda's office, and the world will know that there is something wrong in Kisii. Finally, faith. In Kisii we say Biamono. You brought us together as the young advocates of this region at one time. As you make decisions going forward, remember one thing, that you are representing this council. And this council is for us. We pray that all these issues that are being raised, that there are issues that have to be raised by our council from Southwest, which I cannot speak right away now because I don't have that authority. But when they bring these things on the table, they'll be for our benefit. Finally, you have come to Kisii. When our colleague asked me out there about the dawa ya typhoid. Sini dawa ya typhoid munaita. ile chang'aa kongo kutoka huko ndani penye ninatoka. Na mwingine akaniambia
DJ, thank you so much for that. Colleagues, the leadership of the chapter, the leadership of the branch, the leadership of the various other branches that are here. Good evening. Good evening to all of you. I know we all want to have fun, and I think at this time I am probably standing between you and some happy time. It's been a long day, and I know that we would also want to shake a leg and dance to nice Kisii music. When I was growing up, Kisii didn't have nice music. But we've seen a lot of improvement. A few years back when Mr. Nyambati and a few of my seniors here were still young, and we would come to Kisii, there were hardly any female lawyers. And Ochoki will bear me witness. About 10 years ago when we started, I think there were only two. When we started the politics of the Law Society and serving in the various committees of the Law Society. And now I am glad that there are a lot of lady lawyers in Kisii. So let's give a round of applause to the lady lawyers in Kisii. Let me just say one thing as we finish our discussions today. The first thing is that we've had the message that has come from Kisii. And the message has been consistent and unanimous. And the message is that Ayena must go! Ayena must go! So Ayena must go! we've been following up on that, and we believe that we will have a resolution to that challenge, and that Mr. Ayenda, who was once rejected in Nyahururu through popular membership request, and you remember that this came when we organized a protest as a council around the country to complain about the services that we were having. That was the time when Ayenda left Nyahururu. So if we were able to remove him from Nyahururu, we should be able to remove him from Kisii, because it is the message is very clear that he must go. So that we will do. Second, I want to urge all of you, every week as president, I find myself either talking to a police officer or a person who's in charge of the police station, or the DPP, or the judiciary, intervening on cases of advocates who are being harassed in the course of discharging their duties. Well, that has increased with the protest. So whereas that used to happen before, and it used to happen regularly, with the protest it has gone a notch higher. So I want to just say this, that we must come together as a profession, because if we don't come together, there are elements in government which are going to penetrate us, they are going to make us weak, and we will not be able to intervene in the issues that are facing us as a society. So I want to ask that even as we enjoy ourselves, we need to remember that we are living in times that we have not seen before. And we must be prepared to fight for our space. We must be prepared to fight for one another. As a council, we are not going to relent. We are not going to relent on our practice environment. We are not going to relent on the injustices that we are seeing, and we are going to stand firm and ensure that we are able to speak for the voiceless in society, and we call for your support on this. But we must remember that we are going into an election. And during an election, you are vulnerable because people can penetrate us. So let us look at what happens. Let us be careful that we do not allow government sympathizers into the council, because if we allow that, then the council will lose the ability to be able to speak, and to speak frankly and soberly and robustly to the government and tell it when it is wrong. So let us not compromise on our ability to intervene on the matters that are important to us. Finally, as we go to Justice Cup, I wish all the teams success, and may the best team win. But before I end, in the last election, that's a very interesting story. I got quite a number of votes in Kisii.
1 vote.
Oh, okay. Ochoki is reminding me it was 1 vote. But the most interesting thing was that after the election, everyone from Kisii was calling me and telling me, Mr. President, that 1 vote was mine. So we have never resolved that issue. But I said this, when you get elected, it doesn't matter who voted for you, who did not vote for you. You become the president.